I'm driving, so I'm just gonna turn off my stuff.
Knock a little louder, baby. I can't hear you. Knock a little louder, sugar. I can't hear you. On the door, baby. On the door. On the door, baby. You're what?
I mean, I couldn't not play that song, right? I couldn't. All right, we're waiting for just a few more people to join. I'll mute everybody in just 30 seconds. But I'm gonna share my screen. Dun, dun. My goodness, it's like thunder and lightning here, like crazy.
Where do you live at?
In New Jersey, Princeton, New Jersey. I can't believe I'm saying that out loud because that's not where I choose to live.
Oh, where would you choose to live?
The only place I ever know, Orange County, California, is where I'm from, born and raised. Are you in Texas?
Karina, can you hear me?
I can. Hi, Amanda.
Hey, okay. It's like stuck in this waiting. I can't get any of my settings to do anything, and I'm grating cheese. So I don't want you to hear that.
No worries. I can, you want me to mute you for you?
Yeah, mute me and hope.
Premature mute. Hi, A. Hi, Odd.
Hi, Eddie.
Hi, Eddie.
Getting in. Sorry.
No, yeah. All right, guys. I love. Thanks for hopping on. I want to totally keep this short and sweet because obviously our time is super valuable. What day is it? What time is it? What's my name? July 12th. It's Monday. It's Monday. So I wanted to do this because like this is so new for me. Like the last company that I came from, we would never do something like this. And so this is so out of the box. This is so not something that I'm used to. And I wanted to break it down for all of us because I thought if I'm feeling nervous and I'm feeling scared and hesitant to do something like this, then maybe we all are. And maybe we just need some rails and a little bit of guidance, which I have received from corporate. Maybe that'll help us. Maybe that'll help us launch in to the new idea of having these types of parties. So let me go ahead and just share my screen so we can try and keep this semi-professional, which I am not that in any way, shape, or form. But here we go. And as always, if I'm ever leading a party or a call, please be a part of it. Please ask any questions. I never want to lead like a meeting because that's so boring, and that's not why I'm in this business. I'm here to have fun, share, and party, letting you in. And yes, we are recording. Awesome. Okay, so a Shaklee launch party. Why are we doing these, right? Well, when I hear the word launch party, to me, I think like something completely brand new, something you only do once, and kind of like your coming out party. I wanted to use that song, I'm Coming Out. But then I realized, and as I thought about it more, it's not just that. Like we can utilize these events as often and whenever we want to. So this is like just gold. All it really is a party. It's simply just a get together to explain what you're doing, what you're up to, and what's happening in your world right now. So the word launch to me kind of fell on deaf ears because I was like, oh, you do this big old launch party and then that's it. It's really just getting the word out, creating community and engagement, right? Boosting your volume, building your sales, as well as building your team. Plus, I mean, like, confetti. There has to be confetti. So this is basic. This is super basic, and we'll dive right into the steps, but it's really this simple. It's just 3, 2, 1, launch. You connect and invite, you execute the event, and then you follow up. Simple, seems easy enough. To me, not. Super scary. I get stuck at number 1. So that's why I'm doing this, because I thought if I get stuck at just setting a freaking date, maybe I'm not the only one. So that's why I'm here. All right. So step 1, who will you invite? Well, first, in order to determine who you're going to invite, you have to determine what type of party you're going to have. I have the chat. Oh, there we go. So are you going to have an in-person event, or are you going to do it all on social media? Are you going to have a Zoom event? If you've got something to write with and a piece of paper, you can start just doodling just what comes up first. Most of the time, the things that come up when you're on a call like this are the super high. Is that Quinn already? It's Quinn. The things that come up when you're on a call like this are usually the scariest and the ones that you're going to shy away from. So I would write whatever I ask, just write it down, write how you're feeling. Do you want to have an in-person or a virtual event? And then that will help you narrow down what your guest list is going to look like. Simple enough. And now comes when my armpits start to sweat. It's time to set a date. So as you peek at your calendar and you see how busy and overwhelmed you are and how many things you have to do, the most important step, or the second most important step in these types of events, is setting a date, because committing to a date is just that, a commitment. Super scary, but you just have to do it. Committing to your date. Then the very, 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 very important step, which Joe always reiterates as many times as he can when he's on a call, is building your guest list. Build your guest list, possibly around that date. Send out your invitations, rally your troops, call out your biggest favors. We're going to go over that. And dive out of your comfort zone. So when I think about planning a party, I think about like, okay, my friends and my family, and then I kind of stop, right? Well, this is something where this isn't a company that is just a very small niche market, right? This is a company that has such a vast, wide opportunity. So the sky is the limit to your guest list, quite honestly. Like, there is something for everyone at Shaklee, which is, gosh, comforting and scary at the same time, because you can cast so many different nets and you can bring to the table so many different options and so many different life-changing products for everyone. So dive out of your comfort zone and open up that guest list to people that you would never even think about. Okay. So I like to throw in the confetti because inviting is the most important step. Because what happens if you forget to invite, or if you don't invite, or you have a lack of invite, then nobody comes to your party, and then you're just there crying, and it's your party and you can cry if you want to. My very first people that I would call on to invite would be the people that love me the most. That's like your dress rehearsal. That's like your dry run of testing out your spiel or how you're going to invite. Call on your besties, your mom's friends, your hairdresser, your babysitters. And when we do the last sneak peek that we had done, as well as the Verb launch party that I did, I called it Hot-ish Girl Summer. I basically explained to people that it wouldn't be the same if they weren't there. I gave them a little bit of pressure, but it was all pressure about how it was going to make me feel and how much it meant to me to have their support. That's okay, you guys. Like, now's the time. It's okay to say, girl, just knowing that you would be at this event would help get rid of some of the jitters. I don't know about you. I'm a super, super, super big introvert. Like, this is not my jam. This is not my favorite thing to do. Public speaking sucks. I think I'm totally sweating right now because I hate it. But it's something that every time you do it, you just keep getting better and you just keep growing and you just keep learning. But how cool is it to know that when Audrey hops on, I can take a little bit more of a breath because, like, that's my homegirl. So let your people know that it really is important to have them there because it makes you feel at ease. And then that's like a little bit of a responsibility. They're like, I gotta get to this party because, you know, she's counting on me. So whatever you want, however you want your script to go, obviously, you know, tailor it to you. But, you know, hey sister, I've been watching you and your journey and you're a freaking powerhouse. I'm having a super cool sip and share party on date. It'll last about 20 to 25 minutes. I would love to know that you're there. It'll help with the jitters. The support means everything to me. Plus also free swag for my friends, all of my friends who come, which we're going to get to because that's like the best part. Okay. So you set the date. You've invited your friends. Now it's time to execute the party. I'm going to stop sharing, move around my screen. Maybe. Ooh, actually. Okay, stop share. Okay. All right. So you've set the date. You're starting to set out as many invitations as you possibly can. You've done like your dry run, you know, with your invite, and you're tailoring it to whoever you're talking to, right? You're probably not going to say like, "What's up, homegirl?" to, you know, your mom's best friend. That's obviously a no-brainer. But then you kind of have to, you know, you got to make sure, you know, what's your event going to be called? What is this? Is this a launch party? Or have you already done one of those? And so that name is just doesn't mean anything to you. Is it a sip and share? Which I kind of dig that because you can, I'm letting Trisha in right now. Because you can invite your people and you can say, yeah, it's totally going to be virtual, but grab your favorite mocktail, grab a glass of wine and join me. Like, I'm going to chat about what I'm loving. You're going to make me feel better by knowing that you're there. And we're going to sip and we're going to share, you know, make it fun. That's what this is all about, right? Or are you going to call it a customer appreciation or a VIP party? Are you pulling out your, you know, your old customers from your past company and the new ones that have joined you now? And you want to create a kind of like a VIP event just for the people who are, you know, starting to roll with you in the beginning of this journey. You can totally turn it into a customer appreciation party. What are some other fun names? You can even jot them in the chat section. This is kind of one of my favorite parts, is the creativity that can go behind all of this. A sneak peek. A lot of the times you can call it a sneak peek. Anybody have any other ones that they've heard or that they've thought about? You can think and type along the way. And now as you sit down and you start to plan your event, you need to remember that you are not on an island. That's the coolest part about being a part of this community. And every single day I am just like, I wake up and I feel so much less alone. Most of you don't know me, but I literally live on an island. I'm military and I don't know a lot of people here. And this business and this team and the support that we have from corporate has actually changed my whole world. It's changed my mindset. It's changed how I get up to go to work every day. So knowing that planning this event is not just you, like you're not just like all by yourself, all by your lonesome, and you have to do it all alone. Reach out, grab your partner, grab, your upline, grab someone from corporate, grab someone who you just met that is on the same team, and do something like this together. Joe likes to call it having a panel. So he suggests having 1 to 3 people at each event. 4 gets a little bit hairy because that kind of takes a little, goes a little too long. So whether it's somebody who is from corporate that you want on there to do kind of a deep dive into a specific product or a deep dive into Shaklee, that's an easy, quick favor to call on. And the answer is always going to be yes. Grab your upline. I will absolutely do any of these. I will call on you and ask you to come and do this party, with me as well. So make sure that you're just not doing it by yourself. Have somebody with you. It's a party, right? Like, you don't have to plan it by yourself. He mentioned that there are a couple times when people do Facebook events where they have 5 to 7 minutes that they'll speak, right? So they'll have 5 different chunks throughout the day where someone will hop on and talk for 5 minutes about the intro to Shaklee. And then they'll, go off live or go offline, go about their day, post a few things, and then they'll come back on and then they'll talk about a day in the life of a Shaklee distributor and what that means. Then they'll go off and then they'll come back on. And all of these things are in 5 to 7 intervals. Or you can simply do one big chunk. They say, they being, all the researchers who have determined the length of time that you could hold someone's attention for, roughly about 20 to 30 minutes max. So that's kind of cool, right? If you're doing a virtual event, like, you have all your stuff and you fit it in and you get in, you get out, and you get on with your day. Of course, you're not going to have a 30-minute party. You're not going to invite people over, rush them in and rush them out. So if you are doing this in person, it's going to be different, right? You're going to have cocktails. You're going to have, some immunity boost, life shake, whatever. It's going to be more of a mingling type event. And then you can speak for no longer than, of course, 20 to 25 minutes. So as you plan your event and you write down your speech, so to speak, what are some things? How should we roll into our party? Well, first, we want to make sure that we thank everybody for coming, right? And we create the buzz right out the gates. You're not going to show up and you're not going to get behind your computer. You're not going to sit here and be like, welcome to my party. Let me tell you a little bit about Shaklee. It's not Shaklee, it's Shaklee, and I'm really excited to be here. Obviously, we're not going to do that, right? You're going to bring the fire, you're going to bring the passion. Yes, it's super scary. Yes, it's like, if your tummy hurts, you're doing it right. Trust me, like, dive out of your comfort zone, get yourself pumped up, play your music, do your run the rocky stairs, dun, 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 and then get on and bring the passion. Be you, be excited, and let them know how much it means to you to have them there. Then you can go 1 to 2 minutes to say, what the heck is Shaklee, right? 65 years of pure nature, backed by science, however you want to do it. There's so much information in our back office to roll with, but make it your own, right? Be excited. Hi, babe. Scout's in my room. Okay, so the next step is to intertwine, right? You're inviting them to a Shaklee party and you're hoping to boost your volume and you're hoping to just, like, I don't know, like, get them on board with a couple things, but you need to explain why you're doing this. Give them a little bit of a reason why you decided to become a business leader with Shaklee, a little bit of a day in the life for you. A lot of people think that multi-level marketing is, 1, a pyramid scheme, which we all know that's illegal. And 2, that you have to be this amazing person at sales in order to be successful. Well, we all know that Shaklee and everything that we're doing is purely based on sharing things that we love, right? We're sharing this health and wellness and everything that goes with it, right? So a little sneak peek into a day in the life or behind the scenes, of what it looks like to be a Shaklee distributor. Then you can go over, pick a few products that you love. You know, could you imagine if you sat down and you went through the entire product catalog? Well, you would be here for like 4 weeks. Like this would be the never ending party. So are you going to do your party and it's going to be centered around the Prove It Challenge? So you're going to go over, you know, Life Shake, and you're going to go over the innovation behind, you know, meology, and you're going to dial down into what it means to kick off your Prove It Challenge with the 7-day cleanse. So hone in on a few of your favorite product things. Or are you doing skincare? Pick a few and then take a deep dive into those things. Obviously, do the things that you love, that you've tried. You know, I can't come on here and I can't talk about the home products because I'm kind of wet behind the ears when it comes to that stuff. But I do know how much I love our skincare, and I do know how obsessed I am with Life Shake and how life-changing meology has been for me in the last 4 months. So I can speak, and I have like, I'm walking the walk. I'm talking the talk. I'm passionate about those things. So those are the things that I'm going to share about in my party. And then of course, introduce your panel or the people that have joined you and have them, you know, explain their story and why they decided to walk the walk with you, or why they decided to join your team. Just a little tidbit, just to have like a little guest speaker, right? That's super fun. So that's just not all on you. Take the weight off. After you have your panel, you're going to wrap it up. You're going to have a call to action, and you're going to ask your peeps, you're going to tell your peeps, basically, you can do, what are we going to do next, right? Like, where do we go from here? Well, you can take 3, 4 different routes. You can join the Prove It Challenge. You can join my team, because everything I've said just lights your fire and you're super pumped to dive in head first. You can become a customer because you're not quite ready. You just want to tiptoe in, and maybe you just want to try Life Shake. You can just become a customer, or you can join, or you can help me and give me a referral, because this might not be for you, but the person next door to you, you know, this would be a perfect fit for. So you're going to help and give me a referral. And after you've explained to them the options, right, you can wrap up your party in whatever big, beautiful bow that you want. And you're going to let them know that just for coming, just for being a part of your events, you're going to send them a little Google Doc, and they're going to fill out their name and their address. And every single person that shows up to your event is going to get a sample, a beautiful little sample bag from Shaklee, just for their time. You guys, this is something crazy cool. When I don't even think I've ever been to a party where the people that have been hosting it didn't have to pay for the sample bags that they sent, right? I've been to an Arbonne party, and I darn well know that the person who was putting it on had to pay for everything that people walked away with that day. We have so much support. So when you plan these events, get corporate on board, which they already are. So there's the legwork that's taken out of there. So amazing, right? And I would definitely lead with, in your invitation to your party, lead with, just by coming, you know, you're going to be gifted just for your time.
Rena, can I ask a question?
Of course.
Okay. So have you seen a sample bag? Like what is that?
Right. Well, because this is all so new, and because we're sort of just putting it together, it's kind of just going to be put together. So it'll be for sure a Life Shake. It'll be like maybe a sticker, maybe a journal, maybe their little tote. We are still working on, okay, and then Marin's in the shot, so now I can't focus at all. See that, baby? If you're driving, don't look at the baby. So yeah, so it's kind of being conjured up. This is
Okay.
We're like this is us right now. Like, talk about being a part of a movement. We are creating community, and we are creating a culture as we talk.
And so a couple more questions, sorry.
No, that's why we're
okay,
here.
so I'll just ask them both at the same time, and then you can address them. One, does Robbie know about this? Because you've been working with Joe, so Robbie is our guy.
Yep.
And then second, what do you mean when they show up for the Facebook event? How do you count showing up? Because we'll often have like 100 people that have said they'd come, like are in the group,
Yeah.
but you that 100 people.
Right. That is tricky. So the way that I've done my parties, you might, in order for that to be the most effective, you might want to have it be like a Zoom link, or you might have to have them comment while they're on the live. You know what I mean? Or like they need to show their presence in some way.
Yeah. So maybe comment on each post or something like that.
You know, just like participation points, you know, for participating. Maybe you can, depending on the type of party that you have, you can choose your verbiage to make sure that they know, like, they can't just join the group and then say, where's my free stuff?
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I'm worried about. Yeah.
Right. So yeah, you can get creative with that. You can, I mean, you always know who's there if there's a Zoom link and there's a specific time. And then of course,
we've always, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, of course, go.
We've had Facebook events. So like 7:00 on a Thursday night, we do our Olympic interview and then just keep posting then for the next hour. And that's our event.
Okay. What if you changed it and made it more like, since you do those often, what if this was something bigger, that like this was something that was more like a party? You know what I mean? Like not a meeting, like something aside from that. Because you already have people coming to that. And I'm sure that that's working out well. This has to be something that's like, we're having a cocktail party, or, you know, we're having you have to think about that, since you already are doing those. And if they're already going well and you're not having to give anything out.
We give out. It's so, okay. All right. So basically though, if we're going to give sample bags, there has to be a way to earn it, kind of.
Correct. Yeah. And this is mainly for people like Trisha's brand new. Like, I mean, we're all brand new. So I've barely done one, and mine was centered around the Prove It Challenge. And it was an event, and you had to show up to a link, and it lasted for 25 minutes, and there was start to end, and it was not recorded because the platform that I did it on didn't have that capacity then. So I knew who was there and I knew who wasn't. So you'll have to find some rails as far as how to gauge that. But aside from also having sample bags, you also will be able to be, and you can choose these gifts as well. You'll also be able to have, 1 to 3 gifts where you can raffle them off. And the way that I did mine was I gave trivia questions in between, like I broke up each block. So I did like the me, like why I joined. And then before I moved on to my next segment, I gave something away to just trying to keep engagement. But then I asked a trivia question to make sure they were listening. You know, I said like, how old is Shaklee? You know, and everyone typed away. Whoever got to their fastest, won. I think it was mascara. It's like the best thing to give away, mascara. So you also have that as well as at your fingertips. 7-day cleanses, mascara. What else? BB cream won't work in California. There's a few things. Yeah, Odd Talk. Take it over.
I was just thinking when you were talking, Kim, about like, just because you have like 100 people in the group doesn't mean like 100 people are participating or whatever. So like, how do we decide that? And I was just thinking back to like old challenge group days where you're like, you will participate and I'll know you're participating by doing XYZ and like giving participation points. But what if you just kind of said something, or if we said something along the lines of like, awesome free gifts just by being an active participant in the party. And then you can kind of dictate what that active participant means. Like just because you sign in doesn't mean anything, but yeah, like answering questions, or every time I see you comment on something, then that's your name into a raffle for the XYZ prize, so that they're paying attention to the things that are coming through. And it's not like, oh, I just have to comment on one thing and then I may get it. Like there's going to be 5. You got to keep your eyes peeled, just throwing it
Yeah.
out there. But
That's a great idea. I would include meology assessment with it too.
I would too. Like if you,
That is awesome.
if you do your meology assessment, then like you go in for the grand prize. Like,
Oh my gosh, we pause, hold the phone. I think that for every participant that joins a party, in order to get their sample, the participation and their meology quiz.
Yeah.
And they get a little sample. That's awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, I was just thinking,
That's perfect.
being an active participant at the party, it's like the person who shows up and doesn't talk or have a drink. You're like, what are you, a fun sponge? Like you participate in the party, okay?
Right.
So that could be something like you think about, but.
Yep.
Anyway.
Trivia, asking questions, making it engaging so that you're not just talking at people. So as you basically have your call to action by giving them these 4 choices of, here's how you can roll with me. You can sign up, and join with a Prove It challenge. You can do that as well as join my team because you're fired up. You can just join as a customer, or you can bring me all of your amazing referrals. I will take any of those and be happy, happy, happy camper, and so grateful for you. Send you on your merry way. Here's your, your sample goodies, and scene. Okay, so you clean up your party, you're cleaning up your confetti, you're going through everyone who came, and you're like, okay, now what? So the third most important step out of the 3 is the follow-up. If we aren't following up with the people that came, I mean, like, why did we even have the party? Because 9 times out of 10, they're going to walk away out of the party and life is going to hit them like a ton of bricks and they're going to forget all about Shaklee. So the key to follow-up is to ask a question that doesn't require a yes or no answer. That's my favorite thing about following up with people, is getting creative with how you interact with people. So by saying, hey girl, you're a rock star. Thank you so much for coming. Your support meant everything to me. On a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you about everything that I talked about last night? Or 5 minutes ago? Like, you get on with your people, an hour later. How excited or how fired up are you about, the things that you heard tonight on a scale of 1 to 10? So give them a reason to sit back and be like, no one's ever asked me a question like that before. No worries, girl. It's great to see you, Tally. So when they come back and they're like, oh, well, like, yeah. And they give you a number, right? This little arbitrary number, like, and that kind of gives you a gauge on how to read them and how to like move into the next realm, so to speak. There's Trish. Hi, Trish. So I like that idea. Like on a scale of 1 to 10, how do you feel, or how excited are you about the things that I talked about tonight? What excited you the most? Was it, the personalized vitamins, which rocked my world? Was it joining, my Prove It challenge? Or was it like hopping on board with me and running and doing this with me? Because like, how freaking rad would that be? Don't be afraid to go ahead and just assume that they can absolutely join your team wet behind the ears, just like we all did. That's the best part about this is that everything that we're saying is not, it's not far-fetched. This is absolutely true. Like we started walking the walk at the same time as we joined as a business leader. Trish, I love the brainstorming together and working out the kinks. Thank you. No problem, Trish. Yeah. So before anyone signs off, I just want to let you guys know that we also as a team want to help incentivize you to dive out of your comfort zone and to do these. So my question and my my little bit of putting a little bit of pressure on all y'all is to set a date, is to pick a date to have your sneak peek or your sip and share or your love shack party, whatever it's going to be, is to set a date. And once you set that date, you know, call in your upline, ask them for a little bit of help, ask them if they want to be a part of it. Their answer would be silly because it's not gonna be no. And then after you execute your event, you know, after you put together your plan, you've got your people, you're sending out your invites, you have the event and you're doing your follow-up, you know, you're also going to be gifted from your team, because we know how, we know your time is valuable. We know this is scary. We know it's going to move your business. But we also know that it's hard to just kind of like bite the bullet and decide to do it. So we're going to go ahead and give our people on our downline who do these events and put all of this, you know, love and passion behind it, a $50 gift card to your choice. It can go back into Shaklee. It could go to Amazon. It could go to Audrey's favorite store. Can't think of it. Starts with an E.
Every.
There we go. And corporate is also going to help as well. So if from your party or from your event, somebody chooses to join your team and hop on board with you on this incredibly amazing, wild wellness ride, you are going to get a big, awesome Shaklee swag bag that is always filled with like rad, cool stuff. Just for them to know that they appreciate your support as well. So this isn't something to just say, yeah, one day I'm going to do this. This is something to decide, commit, succeed, go for it. That's my story and I'm sticking to it.
So let me, can I sum it up in case people are watching this recording? So sample bags for active participants.
Yep.
Would include doing the meology assessment and actively participating in the event in whichever way you define.
Yep.
And then that's for your guests.
Yep.
That corporate will provide 1 to 3 gifts for prizes of however you want to do that. And then if you plan, execute, and follow up from your event, you get a $50 gift card from your upline. And if you're able to recruit a distributor, you get a swag bag from Shaklee.
Yep.
Yep.
And I saved the best for last.
Oh, wow.
I feel like I'm on QVC. And there's more.
Behind door number 3.
I know, right? Here we go. For $19.95 extra, you get. We are allowed to also waive the distributor sign-up fee for anyone who joins based on the event that you have. It'll be a 24-hour window from your event. You're going to have to make sure that they, you know, show that they were there. But yeah, you will be able to waive that sign-up fee for all of your peeps that join. And Maren is the most excited about that.
So excited.
That's
I
awesome.
have a question. So if we want to keep it 25 to 30 minutes, and if you want to have engagement and all that kind of stuff, just if you don't have to answer this now, but like maybe create some sort of graphic of like a good time block breakdown of where some, like if I'm want this to be about products and introducing people to products, but I want to slide in the business opportunity too, I start to get a little cloudy on like what my event is. Like, is this a recruiting event or is this like a part? You know what I'm saying?
It is. You kind of you can intertwine it very, I guess, non-committal kind of. I mean, this is really sharing. I mean, this is a day in the life, like doing this party, like this is what you get to do. And so just bringing your excitement to be like, the fact that I get to do this with you guys is how crazy cool is this? Like, these are just things that I love. And this is my job. Say what? So I will make a meme or a slide that'll break down like time on kind of how to gauge it. And don't forget, it's pretty crucial. I mean, in any time we do these types of calls, do a quick walkthrough. So set your timer to count down, or set your timer for 25 minutes, and then do your walkthrough, do your dress rehearsal, so to speak. And do it with your upline, do it with the person that's going to be there with you. Say, hey, can I get you on a call? I have my party coming up. And I did this with Dana. So before we had mine, we did my walkthrough, the day prior. And I got to work out the kinks, and I got to like say a bunch of curse words. I felt like I had to, it was super fun. This is something I've never done before. So of course I wanted to practice. But it was great. It was a great way to be like, oh, I talked too much about that. Or I need to shorten this up. I want to fine tune this. And she gave me some really, really, really great feedback that then I used for my actual event. So a walkthrough will help kind of keep you on track. But yeah, 1 to 2, I can give a breakdown, and I'll post it, with this recording on kind of the gauge of how many minutes to spend. Cause, Joe and I went over that too. So I definitely have all that information.
Serena, did you and Joe talk about, how often someone could take advantage of this?
Yes. He said, as long as you do the 3 things, like as long as you're like committed to invite, to execute, and to follow up, the sky's the limit. If you wanted to do, 1 every 2 weeks, you could. I think quarterly sounds, or once a month. But the reason why I wanted to do this was for like, just get your first one, over with. Right, Trish? It's about, once you do one, it doesn't matter, but it's getting over your first one and getting over that like first scary hump, seeing how awesome it was, seeing how you probably didn't puke. I mean,
So is your team not doing the Olympic interviews?
No.
Okay, we are.
Okay.
So
that's awesome.
Total choice, I think. And
yeah. I think that's
be authentic to yourselves, everybody. Make it your own. Don't repeat something that you don't feel like it's you. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I think that's the coolest thing about this, is that there's so many different avenues that you can take, and do the one that feels the best for you.
Yeah.
But do it scared. That's the whole reason why I did this call is just commit and do it scared.
Yeah.
Any other questions, guys?
Are everybody on this call Beachbody people? Not.
Amanda used to be with RNF, I believe.
Oh, okay. So I don't know RNF.
Yeah, sorry, I'm here.
And Amanda, she's like, they were like the queen in-person parties.
You know what? I was first sold RNF on, we don't do in-person parties, but yeah, like that was not really a thing. But I think honestly, what happened was those people who had signed up several years before me realized you can't always just have continual one-on-one conversations or reach outs. Like, it's just not effective.
Yeah.
But the thing that we killed it on was online, like Facebook or Zoom events. It just, like, I mean, I would do 1,000, 1,500 in volume every single time. So, but it was often because it was sort of a team event. So there's always excitement in numbers.
Yeah.
But I think the value in what you're saying, what I'm loving, is because it's a market where most people, 85, 90% of people haven't heard of Shaklee. This is serving their time so much better because they don't even know where to start.
Yeah.
So I think that's super awesome. I love this idea.
Yeah,
And just getting 10, 12 people on a link, on a Zoom, on a Facebook group,
huge.
when you're trying to share more detail than just like being flashy, I think is going to be amazing. And holy smokes, yes. I actually stopped doing samples for the most part because I'm on both sides of the border. You know, like
Yeah.
most, you know, it started costing me to send one sample that had our 3 main products that came in a pack, $11 to send it to Canada for one. And I was
Yeah,
like,
wow.
nope, I'm not doing that.
That's a hard pill to swallow.
So that's huge for me from corporate. So that's huge.
Yes, that's why like the time is now, because you hit the nail on the head by saying that there are so many people that haven't heard about Shaklee, and
Yeah.
you can't have the type of engagement that you have with a big group of people, like one-on-one. Of course you can, but gosh, like there's so much strength in numbers to be like, here I am talking to this big group of people. And of course we can like fine tune it and follow up, and I can dive in deeper one-on-one, but I need
Yeah.
to know everything that is going on in my life because it's so amazing. So I couldn't not share it and have a party. I couldn't not
Yeah.
celebrate, you know, all of these amazing, awesome products that are changing my life day to day. So yeah. So
Trina, oh, sorry.
go ahead, babe.
Well, I don't know if you answered this tonight or we just need to think about it, but our team has lots of mutual friends. So we have a handful of people that tend to go to all the events. So, you know, how can we present it where they're not coming just for the gift bag, and if they've already done meology 3 times or meology assessment 3 times, that kind of thing. Like,
Well, I mean, why are those, and are those people now are they your customers?
They would be like for instance, my customer, but attending other team members' events.
Oh, yeah, I guess that gets tricky because you don't want to like discourage them from coming because they're going to learn something, and who knows what's going to come of it.
Kim, did you say they are customers or are they not?
No, for example, it could be either way.
Right.
Like they'd be my customer, but they're attending, we have mutual friends, so they may be attending other distributors events. So
are you talking about maybe more in-person events or either?
no, we do all virtual.
Okay. I would just, because obviously this happened with skincare. It's okay to in some way honor them with, you know, just in some ways communicate. If you're already a customer, offer them something else, like or contact your distributor directly for a special gift we have for you, because then they may just give them the opportunity to gift them something they know they're not already using, maybe. And it could be just smaller, like we talked about, thank you cards with little samples in them or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that gets tricky. I think it's more about you know, thanking people for their time to learn. Those people already have learned about Shaklee. They know what's going on. They know the products that you're going over. They probably already tried what is going to be in their sample bag. So it's kind of redundant for them to get a sample bag. But I mean, they could still be a part of a raffle if you're doing like fun trivia or something, like because those people that got mascara at my party now just bought mascara. You know?
Right.
So it kind of ends up more being like a customer appreciation type thing, but then they don't need a sample bag.
Well, no. And I just don't want my downline. I'm benefiting from my downline, and I want my downline to benefit from the people attending their events. You know what I mean? But we can think about it. There might just be a wording about new customers only, or if you're working with someone else, something.
Yeah, but you want to be able to, you can absolutely gift people that are showing up to your event that are in your downline, because that's still, you know what I mean?
No, maybe I said that wrong. That's okay. We can talk about it. Or I can think about it. I'm just thinking through this whole, now that we have a swag bag, and
I think that's the cool thing.
You really want the person hosting to be the one benefiting from giving gifts. Yeah.
But Yeah.
other distributor. Yeah.
That's the cool thing about this is that there is no right or wrong way necessarily. And so bouncing ideas off of, me or, Christy or Robbie, like everyone's going to have a different approach. And it really is kind of just what feels good for you. Like there's no one's going to say, no, that person ordered 3 times and it's not your customer and I'm not going to send them, their little sample bag. Like you write your own rules. As long as we're doing it, with integrity and,
Right.
being true to ourselves. I say.
Well, thanks for working on this with Joe. This is
Yeah.
fun. I mean, I think it's cool that it's so unreal that Shaklee corporate supports us like this. I mean, it's crazy. I'm still getting used to it. So thanks.
And they'll do this for, I know that our team is so special, but it's also not, you don't know until you ask, right? So if there's things that you're wanting and needing or you're, have some ideas floating around your head, like talk to, your, and Robbie and Joe, they're kind of interchangeable. Like I go to Robbie for some things, or I go to Chris for some things, or I go to Dana for some things. I think it's just like whoever is I'm in the moment with at the time, I'm like, hey, what do you think about this? And then that's how it just continued to roll. And Joe and I just went back and forth. He's like, honestly, if anyone picked up the phone from any team and said like, hey, Joe, what do you think? I want to plan this event. I would give them the same answer. Like we are here. This is what we're here for. So cool.
Yeah. So cool.
You guys are awesome. It was so great to chat with you more, Kim.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for doing this. This is super helpful. I'll be sharing this recording with lots of people.
Perfect. Thanks for joining, guys. Thanks for joining, Mary and Amanda girl. Great to see you. And yeah, I'll see you guys on the flip side. Bye, guys. See you later.